What was he like to be with on the set? And yes, it is widely written about that he challenged you on the set all the time, that he looked at his co-actor and said, I hope you've got a backup plan because this will be a disaster. What was it like working with him?
Well, he said that to Dennis Hopper. I hope you've invested well because we'll never work after this film. um, you know, I think that there's a scene that's missing from the film that hopefully we'll be able to cut in later, where he says to Barbara Hershey, he said, when I first drove into this town, I said to myself, what the hell am I doing here? I think that's what he thought pretty much after he arrived in Indiana, for real. Because I remember one day, it was early, it could have been the first day or the second day on the set. We're in the downtown Hickory, and the guys are sitting in front of the barbershop and all that. And he looks at me and Angelo and he goes, I feel like I'm getting ready to start shooting an episode of Andy of Mayberry, And I think if I was, Clint Eastwood or Woody Allen or some of the older directors that really had a track record, he wouldn't have disrespected us like that. But it was my first feature film, and you're talking about one of the great actors of our time. He probably was a little nervous that what the hell was he thinking getting into this thing? And I hadn't proven myself in the feature world. So, and most of the actors besides himself and Barbara were all local hires or out of Chicago.
And unknown actors, and a lot of the basketball players too, who were just basketball players.
That's right. They had never acted a day in their lives, and which I love about the film too. I mean, it was a real gamble. And Angelo Pizzo, who wrote the beautiful script, on purpose, tried to write as little as he possibly could for the kids to say, so that we could get the best ball players that we could find and hopefully in the short time turn them into actors, and which Gene helped me in that respect. We had a few acting classes with the kids, and he was very active in that.
Was he your first choice for the role?
Well, he wasn't, because I had a relationship with Jack Nicholson, and I sent the script to him to get some feedback, because he had already written and directed a movie called Drive, he said, about UCLA basketball. And I wanted to get his feelings, about what he felt this Hoosiers thing might be. And I don't know, 3 or 4 weeks went by, and finally the phone rang, and it was Jack, and he said, this is the guy. That's what he says. That's the guy. I said, what are you talking about? He said, no, the guy in the script, Hoosiers. He said, I want to play that part. And so people got excited. And, word got out. But the problem was Jack was involved in a lawsuit with MGM. He was going to do a movie with Tim Hutton and Cher. And I can't remember the title of it now, but it was like something like The Last Roundup or something. It was a great script. I can't believe the movie was never made. But Sandy Bressler, his manager, had called me and said, look, Jack loves this. If you're not successful this fall, because we know you want to go this fall, he said, why don't you call us back and we'll revisit it. But somebody got the script to Gene.
And he was brilliant, and he acted perfectly, and he brought your character to life, and you brought his character to life with such artful direction, and it is truly a perfect movie.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show live weekdays from 12 to 3 p.m. Eastern on Roku Sports Channel in the U.S. Search Rich Eisen Show on your Roku device for daily replays.